So thank you all for joining us today. It looks like we needed a few more seats. My name is George. I'm the CEO of Coinvesting Capital. Coinvesting Capital, it's the financial arm of the Coinvesting Holding. As you can see over here, the Coinvesting Holding has many different companies, which I'll be very excited to present, talk to you more about today. And otherwise, we have quite an interesting agenda. We have some Cambridge PhDs all the way from the UK to explore the product that they've created with us. So I'm gonna hand over to Ada to get started with the agenda, and then we'll have the talk from the Cambridge guys, and after that some tacos, cigars, and yeah.
Thanks. Yes. Everyone is waiting for tacos, but before that, we're gonna have a few short talks. We're not gonna talk for too long. I'm sure it was a long week. Many of you probably went to many events. This is not the first one for you this week. My name is Ada. I'm head of business development and investor relations at Hero.io, a company we're going to talk more about today. But just before that, because we understand that you're interested in all the title words, you're interested in AI, in tacos and cigars, but most of you probably are interested in networking and meeting other people here from the Dubai ecosystem, also those who traveled far away from here. So I want to ask one of the participants to start with a short intro. We want to hear about Crypto Oasis and what Crypto Oasis is. And from here, be heroes. Raise your hand, and I will ask you for a short intro so then everyone knows what you're doing, and it's going to be easier for you to meet people afterwards. Please.
Thank you, Ada. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. It's very good to be here. First of all, let's start with a round of applause for this beautiful venue, for the host for having us. Please give it up one more time. Excellent. So Crypto Oasis, what is Crypto Oasis? Crypto Oasis, we're a local ecosystem. We're an ecosystem for blockchain and Web3 in the UAE and the Middle East. We also bridge another ecosystem from Switzerland, which is called Crypto Valley. What do? We try to be active in many different areas of the ecosystem. We try to engage with all of the different stakeholders. We invest in the space. We issue thought leadership, reports. We try to activate the ecosystem with different kind of events as well. Dubai is an amazing hub for that, and Switzerland is becoming that as well. So in a nutshell, that's what we do. I don't want to take too much time because we have a good agenda to get through. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ada, for having us.
Thank you. Who else? Zayan, just because I know you, I'm coming to you.
Okay, I'm Zayan. I'm one of the co-founders of Arts.AI, which is a community here, and I think a few of you have been to our events. We do monthly events, weekly meetups, and things like that, and we'd love to see you guys there. And we hope to be doing more with Hero.io, and yeah, that's mainly it.
So you can tell everyone they can get an NFT of your DAO and be members. Also, everyone, I just see a few more people coming, so maybe if you can just move a little bit there, so we will have everyone in the room. Thank you. I was looking where Will is. Do we have Will from DMCC? No. Okay. Let's have a few more intros before we continue. First row.
Oh, thank you. My name's Ahmed Dik. I've been living in Dubai for the last 16 years. Came here before the entire crypto hype. I'm just an investor. I do startup investments. I'm an investor in over 20 funds all over the world, mostly Web3 and crypto related.
Wonderful. You also have noticed probably at the entry we asked, which group you would rather belong to, investor or project. You have wristbands, so that can maybe help to network and to meet the right people here. So just a few more. Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you, Ada. You know what? Hello, everyone. To be frank with you, you are invited me into this conference, but I didn't expect that it's going to be on my birthday. Yes, today is my real birthday. Thank you so much. Yes, I need to make it filmed. You know what? Who responded you? Responded you my digital avatar. he get the message, yes, Ada, thank for invitation, and he put me into my calendar. That's why I'm here, real here today. Thank you, and today I'm going to look how to become the hero as a hero AI. It's all the dots get connected. I'm sure that today's event going to be very good and very thoughtful and very meaningful for me. Thank you, Ada.
Oh, good. Wonderful. We're going to talk about AI in a moment. Maybe one more person, a few more. Anyone? Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be so nice and beautiful place. So smart people around me, so investors, projects. I'm Max Leiter from xt.com, local. I'm responsible for region. And it's exchange, come to me with your listing, with your trading, and also I partner with investment fund. And so what I wish today, of course, first of all, this guy, happy birthday. And another thing, so I wish all of you success with artificial intellect. Because today it's like driver for economy, driver for everything. So I every time say this because just recently was proved some theoretical problems solved. What it means? When theoretical problem solved, based on that's theoretical things. So everything moving up. So we still not have now have huge growth of art. Future will be much more interesting. Thank you for invitation. Thank you for this such good event. Let's applaud to you. Yeah.
Thank you. So I feel this was a good segue. So let's have now the team members from Apta who came here all the way from Cambridge to talk about AI and Web3. I introduce Pete and Adian, and you have the mics already. So
Okay. Hi, everyone. So I'm Adian. I'm co-founder and lead AI director at Apta.AI, and I'm joined also by Piotr Molenda, who's an AI engineer also at Apta. So at Apta, we're trying to build the next generation of AI solutions to help power and give deep insights in particular domains, and in particular crypto. So as a brief overview of what we're going to talk about today, So we're first going to talk about current LLM technology and what they can do, and how Gen AI has evolved. And then we'll discuss some limitations of why they may not be useful for particular applications. We'll then discuss existing extensions such as agentic flow, which can elevate the power of these LLMs, but how even these generalist agents, even though state of the art, may not be very powerful for domains that we might be interested for. We'll then do a quick case study into Apta, what we're trying to do and how we're trying to push the boundaries of AI. And then we'll discuss how we can actually apply our crypto copilot to provide deep contextual intelligence. Before we get into the technical aspects, we'll just give a bit of a brief background of who we are. So Apta was founded by 4 PhD students from the University of Cambridge. And I'm sure many of you are already aware, but the University of Cambridge is one of the most renowned academic institutions in the world. And among the bright minds there, the 4 of us were highly achieving students, all placing in the top 10 of our cohorts during our undergraduate studies. This enabled us to then have the opportunity to pursue PhDs at the university, where Sharam did a PhD in computational biology, while me, Vyas, and Vatsal continued in the machine intelligence laboratory at the University of Cambridge, where we continued AI research. Over there, we had a lot of experience working on AI and have over 30 publications between us in the space, mainly focusing on language technologies, while also doing some work in multimodal cases such as images and speech technology. And so we've been building and developing LLMs long before the days of ChatGPT and existing systems. And now we're working, I guess, with Apta. Before we worked on Apta, we actually had our own consultancy, and we worked and partnered with companies all over the world. Some of them, for example, were startups in California, such as Chai, who are now valued at 450 million. And there we sort of helped improve their engagingness and having better systems that users may enjoy using more and improving user retention. We also worked with government institutions such as the Council of Health Insurance in Saudi Arabia and the NHS locally in the UK, while also doing helping out partners such as Dawn Capital, or a VC firm, just telling them how to effectively invest into AI. And through our experience of seeing how our AI research can be applied in industry and help power more efficient workflows and use cases to actually use AI, we not only saw the potential of it, but also the possible gaps in the market that we could try to address, which sort of motivated why we started Apta. And before we can explain what Apta is and what we're trying to do, I think it's worth having just a general overview of how current AI technologies work. So I think these systems such as ChatGPT and Bard are all based on this idea of large language models. And the first stage of all of these large language models is this language model pre-training. And so here we have a very complicated black box system which has billions of parameters, and we train it to do one very simple task. We say, given a particular context of text, for example, I went to the park and sat on a blank, we just ask the model to predict what the next word is, for example, bench. And so, although this seems like a simple task, when we repeat this over millions and billions and even trillions of sentences, the model starts to gain amazing capabilities in language that it can leverage. For example, maybe at first it starts to just understand syntax and how language works. Then eventually it might figure out world knowledge and notice patterns that maybe Barack Obama always appears with the United States president and learn these associations. And through training over trillions of data, the model can learn from all this unstructured text data to effectively perform lots of different tasks and show a lot of capabilities. But the difficulty is that it's very hard to actually get these models to do the tasks which we're interested in. And so we also have a second stage called instruction tuning. In this stage, once we have this base model which has the capabilities but are quite hard to elicit, we get many examples of different tasks which we're interested for. For example, asking it to translate text to Arabic or summarize text from a different language. And then given the pairs of the inputs, the prompt which you're interested in, the input, we also have standard references which we want the model to produce. For example, here would actually be the translated Arabic text. And so by having this one base language model and training it first with pre-trained model and then fine-tuning it on particular tasks, we now have highly capable systems that can perform many different tasks all just through natural language instruction and prompting it in a zero-shot fashion of asking what you want it to do. And although this obviously has been very capable, and I think many of us here today have already interacted and used these systems and seen the utility they provide, they do have particular limitations when you want to apply them to particular scenarios. I think one is that all the knowledge the model has is inherently probabilistic and parametric. What I mean by this is that if we ask the model, what is the weather today, it simply doesn't know because it doesn't interface with real-world data. Maybe it was trained months ago, and so when we ask it what the weather is, it might just say cloudy. Not because today the weather is cloudy, but because during the training data it's seen before, maybe it's seen that this percentage of times it has been cloudy. And so although it gives a response that seems to be reasonable, in theory it's a hallucination and it's not actually what we're trying to do. And so by using these models in this parametric fashion, they can be quite unreliable. Another limitation is that these systems may not have any inherent mechanism to do any logical operations. For example, if we ask these models, what is 12 plus 13? It may respond with 25, but not because it actually knows how to do addition, but because during its training, it's seen that when you say 12 plus 13, we often get 25. But if we change this to more complicated examples, maybe use larger numbers like 1,234, maybe the model may return something that seems sensible, but is actually not actually correct. And so by dealing with these probabilistic systems, not only are they unreliable and may rely on parametric memory that has become outdated and not useful, but for certain reasoning and logical tasks, they simply don't have the capabilities to do so because all they do is they predict things token by token through some black box system. There are some other limitations such as the modalities it deals with, and by being text to text, you may not be able to process complex data structures such as tables or charts, and also, as you mentioned before, they may not be able to reason particularly well. So to deal with these limitations of systems, there has been the recent introduction of the agentic flow paradigm. And so what this is instead of using an LLM to do everything end to end from start to end, we can have this one capable LLM that has access to external tools that might be able to do the intermediate steps more reliably. So let's take the example of if we ask the LLM, what is the weather today? It first can decompose this input prompt into the different steps it has to do in order to complete this. So for example, maybe it realizes that it has access to a system that can tell you the geographical location of the user, as well as a different system that maybe can tell you the weather based on location. And so maybe once it has this input, it first goes to agent 1 to identify the location, changes with the second agent to maybe determine what the weather is, and then it can retrieve this information and return it to the user. And you can see this agentic flow paradigm is quite powerful, and I think some of the current state-of-the-art systems like GPT-4o is using this, and it's obviously a very capable next step. And although these are very effective, the issue is the current mechanisms that use this are generic systems. So something like GPT-4, OpenAI, and I don't know, Claude or Bard, they're trying to deal with users who may want to deal with any type of queries. And so they're dealing with very broad use cases. They want users to be able to ask about sports, as well as, I don't know, pets or nearby restaurants. And since you want them to be general, it sort of limits the abilities of these agents. They may only offer specific capabilities, possibly like web search or maybe running Python code and executing it, or uploading a file and doing analysis. But for particular aspects, for example, if you're interested in crypto or maybe the stock market, you may want more specialized agents that can do more complicated and deep insights than just superficial web search. And so by focusing on a particular domain, you can build more capable agents that do what you're interested in. I think another limitation is that for many of these cases we're interested in, you actually need to have access to in-domain specific data. So for example, if you're interested in building a LLM that maybe interacts and lets you understand, I don't know, sports and metrics there, you need to actually have a database that stays up to date with current events and also knows what might be useful. But the current agents, if you want to make it general and broad, you simply can't interface with all the current live data. And so by building specialized experts, we can start to tailor our needs to what we're interested for. And I guess the third limitation we'll discuss is the idea of latency. Although maybe you could chain enough generic agents together, being able to, for example, search the web and retrieve the useful articles and then doing the computation can lead to very large latency, maybe minutes long. But as a user, you don't want to ask a query, wait for a couple of minutes and come back. You want things relatively immediate and to then continue your conversation. And so far in the talk, we just discussed the general state of large language models, the current limitations, even with a more advanced agentic framework. And next, I'm going to hand over to Peter, who will discuss what we're currently doing at Apta and how we're trying to push the boundaries and work in specific domains.
Yeah, thank you. So Adian has highlighted the key problems that current AI agents have, even under the generic agent architecture. And we, by forming key partnerships with experts in the domain, like Hero in Web3, we try to investigate and analyze the questions, the interests, the needs that users may have. And then we propose 3 methods to kind of tackle the problems. First, we collect large amounts of data and prepare them for fast and efficient retrieval. Second, we build bespoke agents that can access the data, analyze it, and provide feedback to the user. And then finally, to kind of build on my 2 previous points, we focus on the preemptive approach in our systems, where we try to do a lot of data processing, a lot of pre-computing on and doing pre-processing on the data, so that then later people accessing the Copilot tools and asking questions can get much more seamless and faster experience. So put it into context, how Hero AI Search can execute this. We try to give people who may not have deep software or technical skills access to analytics and tools, again, normally available to the high net worth individuals. How can our agents can do that? So currently, I would say that we break down into 2 parts. We have agents that focus on data availability. They can provide you access to any token market data. They can provide you any information about wallets, transactions, tokens available on chain, or give you relevant discussions that are happening about tokens in the news, articles, social media. Then we have the next layer of agents responsible for analytics, which means that we make tools that allow for calculating technical indicators and analyzing the market data. We make tools for tracking sentiment analysis on the news or social media and others similar. So I can give you an example how one could interact with our system. So imagine someone has a particular interest, say gaming coins that have hit their all-time low recently. They're slowly starting to go up, but not by too much, and they are in some reasonable market cap range. So we describe this query to the system, and now this is what we really specialize in. In a matter of seconds, the system outputs a nice tabular response. With big amounts of data, we would not like LLM to process this and feed this back. So we provide a table with various amounts of information that would be relevant for this question about tokens that specify the restrictions someone has outlined. So if someone wants to do further due diligence and ask about the indicators, the technical analysis about a specific token, again, in a matter of seconds, the system does the computation needed. First, it provides the natural language response about what the indicators mean that we can provide and calculate. Are they consistent in terms of thinking that this is a bearish or bullish signals? And then provide, again, multimodal output where we give interactive graphs where you can choose for the specific coins or indicator. So this is where I highlight that this combination of multimodality and access to proper data allows much better informed decisions. So I gave you kind of a scope of what the system can do. I would encourage you to come up to our stations later and try the system yourself, ask some questions, let us explain to you what we can do, what we cannot do. But we would definitely want to go beyond that. This is just the first level. So later, we would like to, again, starting a video. Later, we would like to expand our analytics. For example, for the influencer data that we're tracking, we can see at which times do they mention different tokens. Do they recommend to sell? Do they recommend to buy? We can provide more traceability and transparency to their influence. Say, okay, how quickly has the coin gone up after the recommendation? How quickly has the coin gone back down after the recommendation? Again, highlighting my point of making more informed decisions for our users. But we can go beyond the information level, even to the execution level, where, where one day a person can describe in general their strategy to buy Bitcoin at specific price ranges or at specific triggers for news articles, for sentiment. You can come up with any strategy that you want. You can backtest the strategy, see how well it would have performed if it was implemented in a specific time frame. And then in the execution level, allow the systems to break it down to separate steps, give it as tasks to different subsystems, and allow the trades and different interactions to be handled through a kind of conversational explanation. What is the goal of my strategy? What is the goal that I want to achieve? We hope that this is going to be, so in practice, we hope that Hero AI Search in the future will be a one-point access for all of your Web3 queries. And we try this to make a tool that combines Google, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and traditional analysts in one place. Yes, so after the video is finished, I will also show you a quick QR code where you can scan it and sign up for the information when the Hero AI goes live. And also it will provide you with a 1 month free subscription to use it pretty much as you want at the beginning. And yes, so here is a QR code for the Hero AI to be informed once it comes out. And also if you want to reach out to me or Adian directly, you can scan our LinkedIn QR codes as well and ask us anything specific there. And again, we're going to be around for the whole event. If you have any questions about the technology, about the concept, about the ideas, feel free to reach out, come and network. Thank you.
So yeah, just use the opportunity. First of all, the two computers, the two stations there where we have our closed beta product, you can try it out. And then, as Pete said, please use your chance to talk to Pete, Adian, who came here all the way from Cambridge. Anything you always wanted to know about AI, it's your chance. And also tell us what information you want to find on a tool like that. How would you use that, and what's relevant for you? What would be relevant for your crypto journey? We know that there is a lot of information out there. The sources are difficult to understand sometimes if you don't have the right crypto Twitter profile, if you don't do on-chain analytics, if you don't have advanced tools for market sentiment. All of that is already being used by plenty of investors, hedge funds, high net worth individuals, but our mission here is to democratize data access and to pack all of this complex data analytics and information in your pocket in a simple tool that is easy to use and is always going to have a free version for a few queries, and if you want to use it more for your crypto journey, we're going to have a premium subscription. And finally, to close the talking points, I just wanted to show one slide here that Hero is much more than AI search. We're launching the whole ecosystem of products. Many of them are already live. The browser, private browser, something like Brave with a wallet, with a non-custodial wallet in it. We also have Hero Market, a tool that looks like CoinMarketCap, where you can do analysis on all the tokens of all the market movements in one place. And then Hero Pay is a B2B tool for businesses to accept payments in crypto. And finally, Hero ID is one ID that connects it all, so you can have your Hero ID on your wallet and do everything Web3, everything crypto from this single interface. We believe that crypto has suffered a lot from bad UX, and maybe with the help of AI and with the help of new capabilities, we can change that together. So thank you so much, and now we're up to the fun part, talking, connecting, and enjoying some food here. Thanks.